If you're an INFJ, you already know that life feels different. INFJs are often described as rare, mysterious, and even complex. But with that uniqueness comes a set of struggles that can make life especially difficult. INFJs are introverts, but they deeply care about people. They love meaningful connections, but they struggle to find people who truly understand them. They are dreamers, but their perfectionism holds them back. They crave harmony, but they often feel emotionally exhausted. Being an INFJ comes with many strengths, like deep empathy, insightfulness, and creativity. But there are also brutal truths that every INFJ must face in life. These truths can be frustrating, even painful, but understanding them is the first step toward personal growth and self-acceptance. So, if you've ever wondered why life feels so overwhelming at times, why relationships seem harder than they should be, or why you can never seem to stop overthinking, this video is for you. Let's break down 6 brutal truths that every INFJ has to face in life, and most importantly, how to handle them. 1. The weight of others' emotions. INFJs are incredibly empathetic. They don't just understand people's emotions, they feel them. This ability can be a gift, but it can also be a heavy burden. Imagine walking into a room and instantly sensing someone's sadness, frustration, or anxiety, even if they don't say a word. For INFJs, this happens all the time. They absorb the emotions of others like sponges. While this makes them great friends and listeners, it also drains them emotionally. Because they're so in tune with others, INFJs often put other people's needs before their own. They feel a deep responsibility to help, comfort, and support those around them. But over time, this emotional overload can lead to burnout. Many INFJs struggle to separate their own feelings from the emotions of those around them. They might feel anxious without knowing why, only to realize they have picked up on someone else's stress. This can make relationships especially exhausting. To protect their mental health, INFJs need to set boundaries. Learning to say no without guilt, taking time to recharge alone, and recognizing when they're carrying emotions that don't belong to them are crucial skills. INFJs have a powerful gift, but if they don't manage it properly, the weight of others' emotions can become too much to bear. 2. The struggle for authentic connections. INFJs crave deep, meaningful relationships. Small talk bores them. Surface-level friendships feel empty. They want conversations about dreams, philosophy, emotions, and the meaning of life. But here's the problem. Not everyone thinks this way. INFJs often struggle to find people who get them. They can feel misunderstood, out of place, and even lonely, despite being surrounded by people. INFJs tend to open up slowly. They might share bits and pieces of themselves, waiting to see if the other person understands. But when they don't feel that deep connection, they retreat. This can make relationships challenging because people may see them as distant or hard to read. Another struggle is that INFJs are naturally good at understanding others, but not everyone can do the same for them. They listen, support, and give advice, but they rarely get the same level of understanding in return. This doesn't mean INFJs are doomed to be lonely. It just means they need to be patient in finding the right people. Quality matters more than quantity. And while it may take time, true, deep connections do exist for INFJs. 3. The perfectionism trap. INFJs hold themselves to incredibly high standards. They have big dreams, powerful visions, and a desire to create something meaningful. But perfectionism can be their worst enemy. Many INFJs struggle with the fear of not being good enough. They want their work, their relationships, and even themselves to be perfect. This often leads to procrastination, because if something can't be done perfectly, why do it at all? Perfectionism also leads to self-criticism. INFJs tend to be their own worst enemies, constantly doubting their abilities and achievements. Even when they accomplish something great, they might feel like they could have done better. This mindset can hold INFJs back from pursuing their passions. Instead of sharing their work with the world, they keep it hidden, afraid that it's not ready. The truth is, nothing in life is perfect. INFJs need to learn that progress is better than perfection. Accepting imperfections, taking risks, and allowing themselves to fail are all necessary steps toward growth. 4. The conflict aversion dilemma. INFJs hate conflict. They will do almost anything to avoid it. They want harmony in their relationships, and they often act as mediators, helping others resolve disputes. But when they are the ones involved in conflict, it's a different story. Instead of expressing their true feelings, INFJs might stay silent to keep the peace. They might agree to things they don't want just to avoid tension. Over time, this can lead to resentment and exhaustion. The problem is, avoiding conflict doesn't make it go away. It just builds up until it explodes. INFJs need to understand that standing up for themselves is not selfish. Setting boundaries, saying no, and expressing their opinions are all important skills they must develop. Conflict is uncomfortable, but it's necessary. And when handled properly, it can even strengthen relationships. 5. The burden of future worries. INFJs are always thinking about the future. Their minds are filled with possibilities, what-ifs, and endless scenarios. This ability to foresee potential problems can be helpful, but it also leads to overthinking. INFJs can get stuck worrying about things that haven't even happened yet. They struggle with spontaneity because they feel safer when they have a plan. They often hesitate to take risks because they fear making the wrong decision. This can be exhausting. Living too much in the future takes away the joy of the present moment. INFJs need to remind themselves that not everything can be controlled. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes the best moments happen when they let go of their need to plan everything. 6. The challenge of self-care. INFJs are natural givers. They are always there for others, offering support, advice, and a listening ear. But when it comes to taking care of themselves, they often fall short. They prioritize other people's needs over their own, sometimes to the point of burnout. They might ignore their own emotions while helping others through their struggles. Self-care is not selfish. INFJs need to recharge, just like everyone else. Taking breaks, setting boundaries, and doing things just for themselves is crucial. Whether it's spending time alone, reading a book, or simply resting, INFJs must learn to put themselves first sometimes. It's not just beneficial, it's necessary. Being an INFJ is both a gift and a challenge. Yes, they face struggles that others might not understand, but with awareness and self-care, they can navigate these challenges and lead deeply fulfilling lives. INFJs must remember that they are not alone. There are people out there who understand them, appreciate them, and value their unique way of seeing the world. Most importantly, INFJs need to be kind to themselves. They deserve the same love, care, and understanding that they so freely give to others. So, if you're an INFJ, embrace who you are. The world needs people like you.